Welcome back, fight fans, to another episode of the Fight Boxing Podcast. I'm your host, Max. Today, we're diving deep into the latest heavyweight developments that are shaking up the boxing world. And let me tell you, this one's a real barn burner. Let's get straight to the point. The WBO has thrown down the gauntlet, ordering mandatory negotiations for a title defense by the undisputed heavyweight champion, Oleksandr Usyk. The fight on the horizon, about against none other than the interim title holder, Joseph Parker. If you've been living under a rock or perhaps just stuck in the past, this is the kind of news that shakes the very core of modern boxing. Here's the rundown. Usyk has been making waves ever since he dismantled Tyson Fury to become the first undisputed heavyweight champion in 25 years. Now finds himself with a ticking clock. The WBO has given him 30 days to lock down negotiations with Parker. Failure to do so, well, that's when the WBO will unleash the purse bid proceedings. It's a no-nonsense ultimatum that leaves little room for excuses. Let's not beat around the bush. Parker's camp is raring to go. His promoter made it crystal clear that Joseph Parker would jump at the chance to step into the ring with Usyk in a heartbeat, as they put it. This isn't just another bout for Parker, it's his shot at re-establishing his credentials on the global stage. And if you ask me, the hunger in Parker's eyes is something you can almost see through the screen. But here's where things get interesting, and where I'm compelled to ask the tough questions. Usyk's recent statement that he only has a maximum of 2 fights left adds a layer of urgency to this showdown. Is he looking to go out with a bang, cementing his legacy further, or is he simply biding his time until a more lucrative rematch surfaces? Given the current landscape, it appears that every fight on Usyk's card is being scrutinized as if it were his last. Speaking of lucrative rematches, there's already chatter in the boxing community about a potential bout between Usyk and Daniel Dubois. The idea of a rematch with Dubois, following the disappointment of missing out on the mandatory defense against him, has fans and pundits alike questioning the scheduling priorities of our modern champions. But let's be honest, old school boxing is all about defending your title with pride. And this order from the WBO is as traditional as it gets: one champion, one mandatory defense. I don't want to sugarcoat it. The heavyweight division has always been the battleground where legacies are forged. Usyk, by accepting this challenge, isn't just proving that he's the best in the world, it's reaffirming a time-honored tradition of champions rising to every challenge, no matter how daunting. It's a callback to the days when every fight was a test of grit, determination, and an unyielding respect for the sport's storied past. Let's not forget, this isn't just a headline, it's a paradigm shift. The WBO's decision forces both camps to make their moves quickly. And if negotiations falter, we're looking at purse bids, a situation that historically tends to favor the organization rather than the fighters. It raises some critical questions about control in boxing. Are the fighters the masters of their destiny, or are they merely pieces on a chessboard dictated by the whims of governing bodies? And here's my 2 cents: while innovation and change in boxing are necessary, we mustn't lose sight of the traditions that make this sport so revered. The old school values honor, commitment, and respect for the title are being challenged by the modern realities of contracts and purse bids. But if history has taught us anything, it's that a true champion will always find a way to rise above the bureaucracy and deliver a performance that transcends the politics. Let's pivot back to Parker for a moment. This fight is his opportunity to silence the doubters. He's been waiting patiently, staying in peak condition, and now the spotlight is on him. But make no mistake, stepping into the ring with Usyk is not for the faint-hearted. It's a battle that will test every ounce of his skill, heart, and determination. And if he lands a whiner, even a competitive fight, it could reshape the heavyweight hierarchy in a dramatic fashion. Before we wrap up, let's talk about what this means for the fans. We're on the brink of witnessing a potential clash of styles and legacies. Usyk's technical brilliance versus Parker's raw power and hunger. This isn't just a fight, it's a narrative of contrasting philosophies. And while the modern era often prioritizes flash over substance, this bout reminds us that boxing is ultimately about the fight itself. Alright, fight fans, here comes the call to action. If you're as fired up about this potential showdown as I am, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Parker has what it takes to challenge Usyk, or will the Ukrainian maestro continue his reign unchallenged? Your opinions matter, and I want to hear them. And if you enjoyed today's deep dive into heavyweight drama, please like, share, and join our community of passionate boxing enthusiasts. That's all for today on the Fight Boxing Podcast. We're committed to giving you the raw, unfiltered truth about what's happening in the ring. No sugarcoating, just honest, no nonsense analysis. Stay tuned for more episodes as